The Homer Simpson Homily Revisited. Hello and happy Sunday, and welcome to another episode of Coffee and Rosaries with Father Pat. August 6th, 2023. Good morning and hello, everyone. Thank you for returning. So, today's homily is the one where Christ takes two of his apostles, goes up on the mountain, sees those apostles see Christ, his appearance transformed, the two saints by his side, and the voice from heaven saying, "This is my son in whom I am well pleased." And remember, that's when the apostles said, "Hey, wait a minute. This is a good thing. Let's make tents for these people." And that was like, no. They were scared, they were impressed, they were beyond themselves in trying to comprehend what they were seeing. But they wanted to do something nice. That was their first impulse. And they fell asleep. After they woke up, Christ was as he originally was when he ascended the mountain. The saints were gone. And they had the experience of a lifetime. And looking over that gospel, I think about a couple things. I do think about, what did God say of his son, in whom I am well pleased? At the end of our lives, we will be judged for all that we do and all that we did not do when we had the chance. So, we hope that God will say in us, he is pleased. In us, we are a worthy servant. In us, we served our brethren, our fellow men, women, and children. That's what we hope. Okay, we do our best. Now, I was thinking about, what did the apostles say? Let's make tents for the two saints. Okay, great. So we have the apostles saying something that was like, where did this come from? They were scared. They wanted to do something. Now, I want to compare this to another time, another homily where Christ and two of his apostles are in a Samaritan village. And because of that very harsh relationship between Samaritans and Nazarenes, or the Hebrews, nobody would offer Christ and his apostles food, water, lodging. They were ignored. They were not treated well. They were told, go away, go, goodbye. Okay. And what did the two apostles say? They said, "Should we rain fire down upon these people?" Now, I find that phrase very interesting, because they didn't ask Christ, "Hey, could you rain fire down on these people?" They didn't ask him to do it. They said, "Should we do it?" As in, the apostles were able to rain fire down on their own. And I had to read that over a few times. I'm like, huh? They could do that? And does it get passed down with apostolic succession? No. Not the thing that I would want to do. And Christ rebuked them for saying this. In the vernacular. Hey guys, that's a bit harsh, don't you think? So Christ rebuked something that they said that was really not appropriate. But did Christ say to the two apostles, "My beloved apostles, that was not the greatest thing in the world to say, oh, let's make tents for these saints. Did he rebuke them for that? No, he didn't. Okay. Why? Look at their intentions. Their intentions were kindness. Their intentions were the desire to serve. You know, God knows we're imperfect. Christ knows we're imperfect. We all have a lot of faults. We make a lot of mistakes. But will God fault us for making a mistake in trying to do something good in his service towards our brethren, towards our fellow creations? I don't believe so. Because look at what's in our hearts. And no, I don't think of this as God's participation trophy. No. Because we don't just, receive credit for, thinking about doing something or just, being there, for trying, for giving it our best. Sometimes we will try to help people and we will fail and we will come up short. Okay? But we try. We try to serve God. We try to act in his name. Okay? We try to do good for others in his name. Okay. And if we fall short, and if we are not successful, we did everything in our power to serve him. We did everything in our power to do good in this world. Okay. Now I've also thought about a time when maybe we did the right thing, but for the wrong person. For some reason, I was just reminded, it came to mind, an old show I watched on TV years and years ago, the 80s. Lots of fun action shows on TV. Okay. I mean, we had the A-Team. We had Dukes of Hazzard. We had a whole host of others. And I remember a show called Hunter. Hunter was a fun show. The star was actually a retired football player. So he had a certain athleticism to him for some of the action scenes. And I felt that he was television's answer to Dirty Harry. Clint Eastwood was an amazing actor, and some of the things that he did in his movies, wouldn't be allowed on television. But Hunter was TV's answer to Clint Eastwood. And he had a partner, and a very attractive woman, who was always his opposite. He was kind of the slob, and she was always the Felix Angara of the group. But she said something to him one time. He helped a boy, a young man, showed him kindness, took care of him, believed in him. But it turns out that in a crime that was committed, a murder, turns out he was the one that committed it and lied. So Hunter believed, took care of, showed kindness to someone who was evil. Okay, and when this young man was arrested, he was downtrodden. How can I do something so nice for such a terrible person? And then his partner said to him, she comes along and said that what you did, even though it was for even though it was for the wrong person, it does not diminish the act of kindness. Okay? He said, yes, you helped the wrong person, but that was still kindness, love, compassion, a rarity for this fictional character. Okay, so sometimes we help people, and sometimes we help the wrong people. You know, those of you that follow me on social media, notice that I publish a lot of information about narcissistic people. Okay, and narcissists do find their way to intelligent, to kind, to good people. And I don't say this for self-aggrandizement. I say because that's what they do. They take advantage of kindness. Okay? And I also realize that, yes, I've unfortunately fallen prey to a couple of narcissists in my life. The most recent, I realized it was necessary for me to walk away because I suddenly realized, no. I realized I was helping someone. I was showing kindness, compassion, helping him with things he was doing in his life, helping him with my technology skills. And then I realized what kind of a person he was. And I realized that I did this for the wrong person. I walked away. It did hurt. It hurt the other occasions where I have helped the wrong people. Okay? And I truly believe that God will still look kindly on these acts. God will look kindly on the fact that I showed care, love, compassion, that in His name I was helping others. Okay? It's my hope, it's my belief. We do our best. We are imperfect beings. Okay? And, you know, we do this in God's name. And I actually had a friend, I spoke to him this morning, and he says, well, do you, put it on social media? Do you say out loud, in God's name, I do this? No. You perform an act of kindness. And when you say, when it is in God's name, it is in your heart. And what about those things that you instinctively help people? Well, that's because, guess what? You've made it a habit to act in God's name. Okay? And I give two examples of this because I know during COVID, a lot of my friends ran food drives. Some of them very successful. And some of them were on social media. Look how much we collected. Look at these people helping the food pantry. Look at what good they do. And then there was my best friend, God rest his soul. I never knew that he was helping with food drives, organizing things, helping to get it from the collection point to the food pantry. Never said a word. Never hesitated and never ceased to act in God's name. So, he did a good thing. So, for all of you, in God's name, in your heart, and know that you are going to perform an act of compassion, love, kindness for others. do it. Do the best you can. And if you are successful, wonderful. And if you tried your best, that is great too. And if you did the right thing, but for the wrong person, does not diminish the act. Okay? Offer to make that tent. Christ didn't say anything against it. He rebuked his apostles. He whipped the money changers. Make a tent. Well, that's a very kind idea. He did not rebuke them. So, show love, show kindness, show compassion to those around you, and do your best. God will appreciate it. So for today's Sunday, August 6th, 2023, this is Father Pat Conchera with coffee and rosaries, saying now more than ever to love one another as God loves you.